What's going on, guys? Pegasus and the Wiseguys. Yet another deck profile from the homie Trigga Trey FAIRCLOTH, our brother, our teammate. Showing off Lightsworn. Let's get into it.
Alright guys, back over with another video, and this time we're going to be doing something fun. And if you guys know me from Yu-Gi-Oh, I love Lightsworn and Lightsworn engines and stuff like that. And I feel like no one plays these cards anymore, even though it's some of my favorite things. So we got a Chaos Lightsworn build with the potential to combo out and actually make boards and play through boards. But this is 50 cards currently. Correct me if I'm wrong if you do the math. I did math earlier, it was 50 cards. And I was trying 40 and 43, and then I decided I was like, I don't have any hand traps, so and I don't want to cut too many good cards, and I wanted to include some more dark monsters. But you'll see exactly what I'm talking about when I get to the depths of the profile. Shout out to the Wiseguys once again. Also, make sure to check out the links in the description. Shopify's got more stuff available, playmats, deck box. We got more stuff coming, and I'm gonna be able to eventually post product on there. But keep in mind that we have more things coming there. So also the link to the Wiseguys TCG is in the description. And make sure to smash the like and follow button on the TikTok video so we can get to 1,000 so I can start doing more giveaways, okay? So 3 Charge of Light Brigade, 3 Secret, Unlimited. Roast me in the comment section, I don't care. But I've had these bad boys for a long time, and yeah. So mill for 3 for cost, grab a Lightsworn. So this is your 3 copies. This is 6 copies of Raiden, plus you have 1 Rhoda. Well, and then, so we got 4 secret ways of searching our best normal summon, okay? And Raiden's really powerful because he's a tuner, and he's also a level 4 monster, so helps out a lot. Then we got 3 Chaos Space. Finally got these bad boys in the mail again after I sold them a long time ago. Wish I wouldn't have, because I would have already got this profile posted. But this helps me grab my pieces that allow me to extend and make plays really happen. And it also, when you mill it, or it's in your graveyard in general, you get to banish it and recycle 1 of your Chaos monsters and draw a card. It's really nice. You got 3 Droplet. This deck does have cards like Wolf and stuff like that are just dead in your hand. And you just have certain cards you really just need in your graveyard, like Damage Juggler and a few others, like Safert. So this is really nice in the deck, and can help you break through boards. Because I was playing without these and testing against people, and I really needed the ways to play through the board. 1 Foolish Burial, my favorite spell in the game. Sacrifice Inutile. And then we have 1 Called by the Grave. And then I was playing no spell and trap removal, but it's a little too greedy for the format, so I need to at least play 1 copy of Feather Duster. There are other ways to get around blowing up spells and traps, but they require setup rather than just a blowout spell and trap removal. So that was technically our 50th card. If you don't want to play this, you don't have to. To our actual engine, 3 Raiden. My son's name is Raiden. It's really cool. He mills 2. And if you mill Lightsworn, you gain 200 attack. Not really relevant. In phase mills 2. Not really relevant unless you just happen to revive 1 at the very end of your combo and just don't have anything to do with this, which is never going to happen in reality. But that's 3 of your main target for searching. And then you have 3 Wolf. This is nothing you want to add to your hand specifically. You want to mill these and send these to the deck, from the deck to the graveyard. And if you mill this off Minerva, you get to draw a card and play him. Really strong. Felice, this is a 4-star tuner that allows herself to tribute and pop a monster, and she's also going to mill you 3 after that. And you really want to get your graveyard as heavily sent, basically you want to have a lot of cards in graveyard so you can trigger multiple snow effects. 1 Black Dragon Collapse Servant and 1 White Dragon Wyverbuster. These are 2 of your main Chaos monsters. These help you link climb and synchro climb. And really nice cards. And then these are some more Chaos Space targets. 1 Chaos Creator, 1 Chaos Dragon Levineer, and then you have 2 Chaos Valkyria. You never really search these really. They are really good. And when she gets banished, she gets to send Fairy Tale Snow, which is really nice. That's one of the coolest parts about her. And then you have Chaos Creator. This is like a Monster Reborn. By recycling 2 from the banish area to back to your deck, and then you special summon 1 of the 3 targets you we're gonna put back, and so it's really nice, and it helps you extend and stuff. So it's really cool. And it's an 8-star monster. You got 1 copy of Chaos Dragon Legionnaire. This card's really good at also extending and making rank 8, and also just pushing, because this card's really good. I will give you another card that this card's really good with in a second, because 8 and 2 equals Baron. 2 damage juggler. You could play 3. I think, pretty sure the guy's at 3, but you only want 2 really. He's gonna clog. And then you have 1 copy of Trigga. I was trying to, just didn't really want to draw this guy that often, but he's not the worst to draw. Then you got 2 Hat Tricker, because if you mill one, you want to at least be able to search one off of this. 1 Snow. This is one of the reasons to play the deck again. This card is super strong, and it's one of my favorite cards of all time. Banish 7 from your graveyard or hand or field, and this helps you play through cards, because she's a cost to banish, so she can help you resolve stuff, which is really cool too. But it doesn't come up that often for making yourself resolve stuff as it used to. Well, especially with my extra deck the way it is, but that can be tweaked. But you can send this to the graveyard in multiple ways, and we'll get into that later, other than the Chaos Valkyria you've already seen. 1 Safer. This card helps you grab back the Legionnaire, and that's literally its only real purpose. Other than that, you can tribute it off on a normal summon and add to one of the Chaos Baby Dragons, which is really cool too. So he has 2 uses, but the main use is to recycle the Legionnaire. You got 1 copy of Token Collector, which is really nice because you send it off of your Curious and matchups like Sword Soul, and it's really just a blowout against them. And then you have Plague, another card you can send or you can bring back from graveyard, and it also has the ability to be summoned out by Needle Fiber or Hockey Fiber, whichever one to call it, and it's part of a way you can make synchro so that you really shouldn't have made, mainly just Baron, and also you can climb with it, which is really cool. 1 Deshrudo. So I'm going to go over the extra deck in a little bit, but this extra deck is so tight, and then there's cards that you really want to play, but then there's cards that just really don't come up often enough. So we're going to go on that in a little bit, just like with this card. I probably should play Stardust Charge Warrior, but like it doesn't come up often enough to where you really want that. So it's like you can just climb with this instead. So we'll go into that in a second. 1 Betrayer. This card and Plague makes Omega or Borreload Savage, which is really nice. You can bring him back by banishing a light and dark monster, and it's really cool. But when it leaves field, you banish it. So it's really nice at link climbing, and it's just a card you can send off of your Curious. So this is a card that I went back to playing. 3 Mothman. It's really nice that it allows you to discard some of these dead cards in your hand that like only dead if they're in your hand when you want them in the graveyard, and also helps you cycle. Then you have 1 copy of Jackalope. This probably isn't necessary. You don't really necessarily need a lot of extenders, but this helps you climb and get dead cards in your hand, and it never hurts. You could play Nessies and stuff like that, but I haven't really. Like this one becomes a 4-star, and that can actually be useful, and this one can become a 4, obviously, or it can bring back a Mothman, which is the reason why you're playing it. And then you got to the hand traps, 3 Effect Veiler, and they're light, so that's kind of important, and we'll go into that in a second. Then you have 3 Lancia, and Lancia is really strong in this format. So if your meta doesn't really call for this, you just take these and put them on your side, or vice versa. If this card if you feel like this card's not gonna be that good, you play either or and make the deck a little small, like more consistent in regards to card count. But I did want to go with light targets to reveal off of your synchro, because you can grab light or dark monsters and add one of them to your hand. So you dig 5 to see if you can add one of these. He's also a card you can summon off a Hulk, so it's one reason why you want to play it to extend. It's also a spellcaster if you want to play Salim. And the last card in the deck is 1 Summon Limit. This can also be anti-spell. I've tried both. Just my meta is a little better but if I had this when I had times when I had the anti-spell, this would have always been better because people had droplets to chain to my anti-spell. 50 card main deck right now. Like I said, shout out to the Wiseguys. For the extra deck, we got 2 Minerva. I was playing 1, and second one kept coming up, so it was really nice to have a second copy. In reality, if you do draw really well, this won't be necessary. So this could be a copy of a Tornado Dragon or a copy of Stardust Charge Warrior, which this might end up being going back to Stardust Charge Warrior, as it will help you make better boards and help you in situations where you wouldn't necessarily need it normally. And one copy of Dweller. This is just a really good card. No, technically not necessary. Could be any rank 4. One copy of Hope Harbinger. This can be any rank 8 that you feel like would be good for your meta. I mean, this or the one that negates monster effects, or the one that says you can't special summon from graveyard. Whichever one you feel like works best for your meta, but I feel like the Spell and Trap negation is really nice at protecting some limit. We got one copy of Michael. This is just really good at getting rid of Golden Lord, and it also helps you as just a easy removal with the Shrido. And this is one of the few cards that can out things when you just have a way to make him with the Shrido. So basically can out cards that really you wouldn't normally have to deal with. But do mind, he pays 1,000 and then the Shrido half your life points. So Chaos Ruler, the Chaotic Magical Dragon. The reason why this deck is pretty strong now is right here in my hands. This is a level 8 monster that's recurable by banishing from graveyard, by special summoning back. So you can link climb with this. When it's summoned, you look at the top 5 cards of your deck, will reveal them, that is, and then you add one light or dark monster between those 5 cards, and the rest of the cards go to your grave. So these can trigger Wolf and Felice. Really powerful card. And then you can banish the one light and dark while it's in the graveyard, special summoning back. And both of those effects are once returned. So one Borlo Savage. This card's really good in this deck because of Curious is really good. You make Curious, link it away for something else, like your Griffin. You summon this up under Griffin, and then, yeah, you're pretty solid. So, Cypherame Lord Omega. So, this is one of the cards that could be changed for something else, but I think it's still necessary, as that is generic 8 is really strong. It could be technically Scarlight for burn, side Scarlight. One Baron to floor. This is really strong in the deck. I really don't have to explain this that much. 8 plus 2 equals 10. And this is a negate and a pop. And recycle from graveyard for anything 9 or less. One Lena, the Light Charmer. This card's really good in this deck because it's a spellcaster. So you can link this away so that you can link climb into your Curious if you have, especially if they have a light monster in the graveyard. One Hauki Firebrax. This is really strong, but I have nothing to tag out in the deck currently. But there are targets like you can play Shooting Riser Dragon, and you can play Formula Synchron. It just depends on what you feel like doing. I need to try these out more. This one came up sometimes, and could just replace the Michael, so you have something to tag out into sometimes. So keep that in mind. This probably could just be a Michael, not replace with Michael, but and also send Snow if you don't have a way to put it in graveyard. So, but a lot of times you just do. And so this card just doesn't become useful. So then you got Formula Synchron, which is just really good. They're both very similar in their function in the deck. Then I was going to try out Yazi Mare, but you mill a lot. So the chance of you milling that Mare is pretty strong. Then you got one copy of Curious. This card sends one from your deck to the graveyard, and then you mill 3. So you can send any copy of anything. Mainly your summon limit is your main target, or token collector, whichever one you haven't milled yet. And then you have a few other cards you can mill that will just help you synchro climb. For example, you can send Felice. That's why you play the one Felice, so you can have an extender, that level 4 tuner that you can special summon from the deck, essentially by sending it from the deck to graveyard. But you can also mill it off the 3 from this and get its effect to special summon itself too, which is really nice. One Nightmare Griffin. This is what you climb this into so you can bring back the summon limit, which is just a blowout. And it's also, remember, this can be an anti-spell depending on the matchup. And then you have Appaloosa, which is very common to make. And then one copy of Access Code Talker. This card is insane in situations where you just need to blow up stuff. And it's 5300 attack, so it's easy OTK with any of your Synchro 8s. Because they're 28 or higher. So this was one of your Synchros, this game. Also, like I said earlier, you can probably play Selene. You do play quite a bit of spells, and you mill some of the spells, and you have the Spellcaster to special summon from graveyard, which would be the Effect Failure. But thank you guys for the support on my recent Yu-Gi-Oh videos, and if you guys want to see more videos like this, I have Fluffles here, Blue Eyes I'm working on, Dark Lord. I'm going to be working on the Beat Trooper deck. I finally got all the cards for it. I have quite a few decks for Yu-Gi-Oh that I would like to work on. I have a Cyber Dragon deck now I can work on. A lot of my favorites. I have Shaddoll, and I have Invoked and all that stuff. So if you guys want to see more profiles and me to work on more Yu-Gi-Oh profiles, smash that like button. But just to start off with a random test hand while we're here, I usually don't do these because it makes the video a lot longer, and it takes me forever to upload a video as it is. But just for this video, since for the sake of you guys being so supportive lately, if you guys like these type of things at the end of the videos, I can do these more often. Let's see here. I'm gonna do a good shuffle up because the deck was really, really sorted out, and I don't want. And it's already Lightsworn, that is, so it's pretty easy to brick if you're not shuffled up good, especially whenever all your spells are your power cards. Let's see here. Also, make sure to leave comments in the comment section letting me know of what type of merchandise you guys want to add to the Shopify that is related to Yu-Gi-Oh, because we currently only have an Insector Dragonfly hoodie, which is, it's fire, but we need to add some more stuff. So if you guys want to see like a Fairy Tale Snow one or something like that, that would be really cool, or anything related to nostalgia bait Yu-Gi-Oh stuff. And you guys want to cut my deck, boop, let's cut. And also leave comments what I should play in the extra deck for this deck, because I know a lot of people like Lightsworns, and yes, I know there's no Judgment Dragon. Judgment Dragon's not fast enough for this deck currently. So opening hand is not the best, but that's what that danger is there for. So currently we have one Chupacabra, Lancia, so that's good going second, blow card for back row, and the Betrayer. So we're gonna reveal this Chupacabra. This hand's really good for going second, I guess, depending on the matchup. And we're gonna reveal the Chupacabra, and we're gonna reveal, hopefully not the Chupacabra, because if we do, we're basically dead. But let's see here. We're gonna reveal a random one. We're gonna reveal this from Millet. Special summon the Chupacabra and draw a card. So we didn't really get much here. This is the one thing that's bad about Lightsworn sometimes, is whenever you draw really weird. But normal summon, and then we go on to Minerva. And basically, if your hand's really busted, this is not a great example of a great hand, but you can probably see that Lancia in combination with this is going to make you survive. So hopefully you can mill 3 and get something good. It would have been nice to discard this. Mill 3 from Minerva. That's a good mill. Alright. And we didn't get anything to help us draw, but we get this and we'll add. Or we can wait to add, but it's not the best to wait to add. So we're gonna actually just go ahead and add, because we don't have a great card in our hand for the next turn. We're going to grab 1 copy of Hat Tricker, so that maybe we can mill off the Trick Clone and leave it in the deck. Hat Trigger. And most likely, a lot of these decks currently just can't do anything if you Lancia them. So we'll basically just skip their turn by discarding this. Hopefully they don't have the 1 called by the grave, or a triple tactics talent or something like that. That would hurt. And we'll just hope this lives. This is not the best. Okay, there's a Raiden. This is what we wanted to see earlier. I will mill 3. Okay, nice. We hit a wolf. We got to draw a card and bring back the wolf. So this is where things get fun. Draw a card. See, I'm glad we did our effect earlier, but we would be nice if we would have drew a danger, but it's fine. We'll normal summon Raiden, mill 2 so we can get more cards in grave. Okay, that's cool. And we'll take these and we'll synchro into the synchro made for the deck. And then we get to mill 5 essentially. We're gonna reveal 5. There's a Trick Clone. And we will grab the Wiver Burster, and then we can banish. Special summon this. He's got a grave. Wiver Burster is going to summon itself by banishing the other target you want to search. Since you milled a Chaos Space, we'll put that card back on the bottom of our deck and draw a card, which is really cool. Grab a Droplet. And now, when we link summon, let's see here. Let's see, we got a spellcaster fairy and a dragon that are all light. So that's one of the things you do a lot. You get to go straight into Curious. Curious can send anything in from your deck to the graveyard, period. So in this case, we're gonna do Chain Link 1, this, Chain Link 2, it doesn't really matter, to be honest. We're gonna grab this from the bottom of our deck because we linked away with our dragon. And we're gonna send, since we did stun their turn pretty hardcore, depending on what kind of deck they're playing, if they were playing like Sword Soul or something like that, it could hurt them pretty bad. But if we're breaking their board, we can send the summon limit to the graveyard because we're gonna reset it, which is pretty good. And since we sent something from the deck to the graveyard with Curious, we got to mill 3 cards. And didn't hit anything crazy there. Got a Chaos Base to recycle something next turn and draw a card, which is really cool. We're going to activate we're going to summon Black Dragon by banishing the copy of Chaos Valkyria we milled earlier. Chaos Valkyria activates and sends Fairy Tale Snow directly from our deck to the graveyard. And this is why we didn't send Snow earlier, which is really strong. And here we can climb with this. Well, we're gonna push some damage in, so we can special summon Hat Trigger. And this right here is 29, 24, and 3k. So that's enough for GG's if they have a clear board. We do have Droplet and the Feather Duster, which is really cool. But without being able to see what they have, we just can just act as if we don't know what they have here. Like we're just gonna act like we can't kill them, even though we have plenty of follow-up. It doesn't really matter. I'm gonna summon this Chaos Griffin, instead of the Nightmare Griffin, discarding this Chaos Betrayer that we want our graveyard anyways, resetting summon limit for passing their turn basically. Turn these two into an Abyss Dweller so that we can activate it on their opponent's turn, because Griffin prevents monster effects unless it's linked to him. Set this. Now we can activate the copy of Dragon to bring itself back by banishing a Light and Dark. So we can just banish this Lancia and this Danger, bring himself back if we know it's safe. Set the Droplet, and we have plenty of protection for next turn. So that one Lancia, if we got to the next turn, made us do all this. Okay, but thank you guys for watching once again, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Deuces.